Yes, people, welcome back to Jamie Vardy's favourite show, Weird and Wonderball. I am back on intro duties. Again, I'm sure you can imagine why. But before we jump into that, Ishmael, my bro, what are you telling me, man?
You know what, man? I'm good in it. I'm good. Obviously, we'll get into what happened over the weekend. A draw can sometimes feel like a loss, and yeah, kind of felt like we had an L this weekend. But listen, we'll get onto it, innit? We'll get onto it. But I'm good, bro. I'm good. What are you telling me? What are you telling me? Obviously, you man had a better weekend this week.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm always happy when Man United win. Yeah,
So, not all fans can say the same at the moment.
Yeah, not all fans can say that. But yeah, man, I'm happy. Man, I got 3 points. Look, I didn't want us to lose, definitely not. But yeah, man, all good. But yeah, man. Speaking of L's, I think there's only one place to start really, and that's I had time for him. I don't know. I had higher expectations for him after the first game of the season, innit? After the win to City.
Listen, I told you Spurs are gonna.
It's a poison chalice. Chalice.
Man. Yeah.
But yeah, El Sacco went the way of Man United, and Nuno was the manager that got sacked in the end. High stakes. Gave me proper WWE vibes. Do you know what I mean? Do you know when it's like, look, if whoever wins this,
there's 2 titles on the line.
Retirement. It's the retirement fight.
The
retirement fight.
When Shawn Michaels says to Ric Flair, he's like, "I love you," and
he's crying like, "I'm sorry."
but that's funny still. Yeah. But Spurs win the war though, because like I don't know where you were standing on the Nuno thing, but
yeah.
You're done with Wally in it. We don't need to go into that too much. But listen,
that's not the right way. I wouldn't put it like that. Look, as long as he's the manager of Man United, I'm supporting him in it.
No, I hear that. But a lot of members sort of Conte in, and it's looking like now he's going to be going to Spurs 18-month deal. I'm hearing. So like, listen, like Spurs lost the battle.
That's another phone contract, bro.
Did they win the order? Wait, my phone contract's 3 years. I don't know what you're saying about 18 months. That them kind of things.
Man's on rolling still.
Say nothing. No. But yeah, did Spurs win the war ultimately? Like, are they going to be looking back in 6 months' time with a little cup run in their hand, a little title race maybe? Like, what are you saying on that?
Potentially, man. Potentially. I don't think there's any comparison in terms of what Conte and what Solskjaer have achieved. So if you're just comparing them on a managerial basis, there's a strong chance.
Telling the tape settings, Ollie's not really got nothing going on his side of the.
Well, no, but I mean, you got to give credit to Conte, man. Conte's wherever he's gone, he's won. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, man. Conte's a top manager. Spurs are getting a fucking top manager. Let's just put it straight. That's a manager you bring in and you're almost guaranteed success. But do you know what? To be honest, I wasn't 100% sold on Conte. I'm not just saying that. I thought he was definitely a better manager than Oli, but was he the right manager for Man United? I wasn't 100% convinced. In a similar way, Jose Mourinho is not the sort of manager, wasn't really the sort of manager for United. And Mata, for example, isn't really the sort of Man United player that I come accustomed to at Man United. So there's certain things that I didn't think necessarily fitted with Man United and Conte, but if we brought him in, my expectations are changing. Well, not my expectations. I'm believing more. Do you know what I mean? Because if he comes in and he can turn a club's fortunes around real quick. So
I'm saying you lot are probably back in the title race, even if it's like 8 points. Like there's a similar sort of thing.
That sort of manager
he took over at Chelsea, but bringing it back to Nuno a little bit, like for me, he never really got fully backed 100%. I know they bought him maybe like 4 or 5 players in the window. Didn't really get another forward to kind of come in if Kane got injured or lost a form, which he's going through now. Like, I don't know. I feel like he kind of went into it with one hand time behind his back a little bit. And listen, he had I think he played 16 games or 17 games, won 9, lost 7, drew 1. Like, it's not the worst record in the world. And like, for me, Spurs fans are moving a little bit deluded right now. Like, they're 6th or 7th, 4 points off top 4. Like, this is kind of where they should be kind of like that at the moment. And obviously, you got the whole Harry Kane situation as well. Like, for me, I think Nuno should have got a bit more time, man. I think Nuno should have got a bit more time. I don't know if he was the right guy to begin with, but I don't think, based on what like we've seen this season, you can really say like he should have got sacked before certain other managers. That's what I'm saying on it anyway. And listen, we're down to one black manager left in the league, man. It was him and Pat going at it, and bruv, another one bites the dust. That's all I can say.
Yeah, look, I agree, man. I don't think how many games was it? 10 games is enough to judge a manager. I think he came in at a tough time for Spurs, with like what their iconic number, like what was he, number 9 or number 10? He's number 10 in it for Spurs.
Dude, Kane, yeah. Kane.
Bro, anyway, their iconic striker. Do you know what I mean? But I think he suffered from the subpar Kane. Man. He's been painful to watch, to be honest. Like, he's not.
A lot of these players have got to look at themselves in the mirror, man. Like, I'm sorry, I know Kane, for starters, you didn't get your move. All right, cool, but you're meant to be chasing flipping Alan Shearer's records. My man's got 1 goal so far this season after 10 games. Like, I don't know, man. Dele Alli as well, like a myth, complete myth this whole season. Like, and Nuno kind of backed him for like the first 5-6 games, tried him in like a number 8 role. He was just dying out there week in, week out. Like, I don't know, man. I think they kind of did Nuno dirty a little bit. I think some of the players got to really be looking at themselves, man. And watch how now, if they get Conte and Kane will start bagging goals, Dele Alli, I don't know, man. He better be on the phone to his agent ASAP, trying to get him a little January thing, because I don't think
I should have got your tweet up. That made me laugh so much.
That video resurfaced again today of him and Thierry Henry, where Conte's like, "I prefer to kill him if he's not gonna." I don't know why I put on some Eastern European accent, but he's like, "Listen,
agent."
But I said, I'd rather kill these players than have them not listen to my instructions. Like, Ali's gonna.
I know, but I remember at a press conference, he's saying it in terms of like he'd rather kill them in the press and like, do you know what I mean? He'd rather
he's not actually killing them. He's like, this guy's not on like, he's not on like not giving 100% and not in like a passionate way, but he wants you to actually be like carrying out my man's instructions on the pitch. You can't have Dele Alli walking about and then Belly as well. He better buck up his ideas, because he could be another one that you need to be hollering his agent as well. Like, I don't know, man. Spurs, a lot of these players have been kind of getting an easy ride last 2-3 years. I think that's coming to an end now, man.
I mean, I guess less so with Jose. When Jose was there, I think he cracked the whip a lot more. But look, do you know what? I don't think Nuno deserved more time, to be honest. I think that's coming from me as well. As a Man fan. No, I think but in terms of like, I think ultimately this will be a good move. I don't think he would have got anything else out of this squad. That they were bad. I was watching them and like
they made United. They made United like Ronaldo was running back 14, 15, chopping up, man, playing through balls. Like, what the hell, man? What the fuck?
No, that's just Ronaldo. That's not because of Spurs. That goal from Ronaldo, there's nothing you could do. Like,
thing is though, like there's certain games where you can just
let's not get into that now.
We see when Brentford played Arsenal first game of the season, you just knew what was gonna happen. Friday night football, first game, like Arsenal in a new wavy kit. You knew it was coming. United on the back of a 5-0 loss. Who's the one team you'd want to play that you think, all right, we need a game that's going to be about passion and heart and like having a bit of a backbone? The one team you want to play is Spurs. Spursiness. They were typical Spursy. Like, for me, I don't know, man. I think Nuno, there's other managers in the league. Dean Smith as well, just got 100 million to spend. He's not really doing nothing. Like, I think Nuno got done dirty, man. I don't think you can really say like Nuno's the number one guy that should be sacked, but it's harsh. I think it's harsh. But listen, I'm calling it now. Nuno to Villa. I'm saying this by 2022. It's happening.
Nuno to Villa.
I just got one of them feelings, bro. A little return to the Midlands for him. 3-5-2's already patting up there. Like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Dean Smith, the lights are on him at the moment, but we'll get onto him a bit later on. A couple of comments will go through now. Big up Maria. She's saying that she thinks the problem's deeper than Nuno, which I agree with. And he needed more time. And Kane, yeah. I feel like we've given Harry Kane flipping Howler of the Week numerous times this season so far.
Actually, it feels like.
Listen, it's starting to be a thing where like I never really cared about Spurs, but now I'm starting to get on a kind of like, is this guy gonna find form for the summer for the World Cup? Like, because the Euros, all right, he kind of started bagging towards the end, but group stages, he was pissing me off, bro. I know we watched a couple of the games together as well. My man's just not. He's like he's scared of the box. Like he's gonna get fucking electrocuted if he goes in there. He's kind of carried that form into Tottenham this season. Obviously, he's got the whole stuff with the move, but listen, he needs to fix up, man. He needs to fix up ASAP.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I feel like he looks so far off the player that he was. Like it's hard to even fathom who it doesn't, like, nothing he's doing is coming off. Like he just doesn't even look like a number 9 anymore. He looks like he's playing a completely different sport.
He's playing like Rooney He's playing like Rooney when Rooney went to Everton like the second time, or like Derby. Like he's just like, listen, I got tech. I'm gonna just give me the ball. I'll just ping it. I'll ping it every 5 minutes. Like
that's what it's like. It's like he's almost in the twilight of his career, and he's
run, bro. Like he's pissing. Like, oh my days. Listen, if he carries the shit into England, then I don't really want to see him start. Like, yeah, he can bag a goal, but I don't know. I feel like he's a detriment to every team he's playing in at the moment, whether it's England or Spurs. It looks like he's making the team like less coherent. You see him come out recently and he's saying, like, I'll still bag 7 goals this season. I know people are trying to chat about me. He's like, bro, like 3 were in like the Conference League. Just humble yourself, bro. Humble yourself. Get in the box. I don't want to hear you chat until you're in the box. Like,
shut the fuck up and get in the box.
He's I think him and a few others, I don't know, man. Like, we've seen it happen with Chelsea teams before, where the new manager comes in and then these men just suddenly find like 5 extra years to go through. And I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm not really convinced with this Spurs team. Like, I agree with what Roy Keane was saying yesterday. Just boring to watch, man. And I don't think that's on Nuno fully. I think just the players weren't really.
I think he came in at a bad time, man. It was wrong club, wrong time. If it was 2 seasons ago, I reckon maybe they could have got something out of him. But I feel, yeah, he showed enough promise in that first game, enough tactical nous to outsmart Pep Guardiola. So I don't know, man. I think he's. I think
there's a better tax on that one though for me, because that was first game of the season. I feel like City got caught cold. They had like enough man out from the Euros still as well.
Yeah, but even still, man, that's a decent City team. That's a good City team.
No, I hear that.
But no, it was enough there to suggest that he could do something decent at Spurs. But yeah, man, I feel like in terms of performances, they've been a bit too up and down. I feel like just the fact that I think that game was significant on Sunday. Beating 3-0. And then the reaction from the fans when Lucas Moura got substituted, just stuff like that, just shows a bit out of touch.
What do you think of that? Because, like, for me, yeah, obviously, I think Moura, I can probably say he's been one of the better players this season. But it's not like my man is doing absolute bits and he can't, like, he's like irreplaceable. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, for me, like I said before, I do think there's a bit of delusion with Spurs fans. Like, I've been chatting to a couple today on Twitter, and it's just like, where are you, man, really expecting to be right now? Like, I feel like they need to kind of check themselves a little bit. You finished 8th last year. You haven't really invested in the squad where you can say, like, correct me if I'm wrong, none of the summer signings have A, set the world alight, or B, are like proper A1 first team, first 11 starters. Yeah, there might be good squad players. Like, Romero is meant to be decent. Every time I've seen that Royale brother, he looks a bit dead, to be fair. Like, I ain't really been feeling him too much.
I think he's all right. I think he looks okay.
You know what it was? Zaha absolutely cooked him in the first game, and I feel like he ain't really recovered too much since then. But listen, we'll get onto Zaha in a bit, because he was moving fucking treacherous on Saturday. He was rattling the whole City team. That was fucking
love it, man.
Beautiful to see.
He still remembers his time at United, clearly.
Yeah. Some of them rivalries, they stick you in it, because like the fans, when you're there, they'll give you extra level of stick, and like you can't just forget that if you put on like a fucking a different kind of shirt. Like if he's been getting mad, I actually heard that he was getting fucking racial abuse as well. So listen, if he's got to rattle them, man, in his own little way, like big up Zaha.
Either that or Moyes' daughter was in the
club. Allegedly, bro. Allegedly. Moyes ball, like, listen, we'll listen, should we get onto West Ham actually? Because I think,
go on.
I don't know. For me, yeah, I sometimes might get a little bit too gas sometimes. I know there was a couple of times last year at Arsenal, I said that maybe they can break into the top 4, this, that, and the other. But listen, I'm seeing something different from West Ham this season, man. Like they're looking very, very good. They're looking very, very good. Do you think they can mount a top 4 challenge? Do you think they can sustain this for the whole season? I guess your answer is going to be a bit different from mine because I reckon United, as it stands, are the 4th team in the top 4 race. So if you're saying they can, is it at United's expense? Like, what do you see happening with that one?
I don't see it happening. I think we've got too much quality for it to not work over the course of the season. But yeah, man, it's. I think we'll have enough. I don't see West Ham finishing above us over a 38 game season. But there's definitely the bones of a very, very sort of a very good side over the next few years. If they can keep their best players, that's gonna be really important. But no, man, West Ham are a good team. They play really nice football to watch as well. And they've seen like they're now at home at the Olympic Stadium as well. It feels like those first couple of years of hangover.
Yeah, the stadium's a bit of a mad one, isn't it? The pitch is like 10,000 meters away from the stand. It's not quite like Upton Park. Like there was a bit of a hangover. I hear what you're saying. And listen, the form they've been on this season, I think Declan Rice want to big him up. For me, best midfielder in the Prem at the moment. Like, and what I like about him as well, he's not a 6, an 8, or a 10. Man's just doing like box to box. Like he's really running it back to the kind of football we grew up watching, where midfielders were just midfielders like Vieira, Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard. None of this. He just defends. Just stays in the fucking final third. My man's getting goals, assists, everything. Doing up. Fucking.
So what, have you? Just wanted to double check though. Have you changed your tune on Declan Rice now then?
Bro, I was waiting for this one.
I've got the expenses and there's a lot of receipts there.
I've got the receipts right here. Run them up. I said I was critical of Declan Rice. Let me tell the people some facts. I was very critical of Declan Rice during the Euros because I felt like he wasn't progressing the ball well enough. I felt like a lot of our attacks were breaking down with him, either passing sideways or playing a safe pass a lot. And I'm well within my rights to say that. I was calling it as I've seen it. I don't know if it was just Gareth's tactics or whatever, but I feel like in the Euros or at the Euros, Phillips was better than him in a lot of the games. And I feel like the times when he wasn't on the pitch, he kind of were a bit more progressive. This season, Declan Rice is fucking doing up everything. Forward passes, carrying the ball. He's got that kind of like...
You know what I mean, though? You're making it seem as if like he's only just started doing it. He's been a top quality player for this isn't the first season. Do you know what I mean? Even at the Euros, like everyone got swept up by it with like the Calvin Phillips hype, and like fair enough, like, he was playing really well. But Declan Rice, like I remember having these debates with you, bro, and you weren't speaking about him in such glowing terms.
Rather.
And it's not even just about this season he's doing this.
Last season he was doing it. Yeah. I found
running the midfield, bro.
He's back real far, bro. Real far. I'm talking early 2020, 2019. And this is the thing.
What have we got to say?
All I've got to say is you man better get your facts straight. Joe Gilligan as well. I see you out there trying to call me out this morning on the group chat, but man was ready for all this. You were chatting a lot of shit.
You were chatting a lot of shit about it.
I can say a player's not having a good game, or he's in bad form, or this, that, the other, or he needs to.
Nah, I
was early on the.
You were dissing his credentials.
Early on the Declan Rice train. I knew that man was cooking from day one when I saw him. He was a centre back as well. Listen, man. You can't tell me about Rice.
Rice. You cannot. No, don't try and jump on the Rice train now.
Rice at home. Can't tell me about Rice.
Don't try to jump on the Rice train now, man.
Let's say that. For me, Declan Rice, best midfielder in the Premier this season. I think young players.
You're going way too ham, bro. You're doing too much now.
Right now, after seasons to end, young player of the year in the bag. How old is he? 22. Easy, fam. Easy.
Yeah, bro. I've always thought he was a top quality baller. So
heir to the throne as well.
Always been top quality.
Man like Nobes goes this season. He's the perfect one to come in. Listen, I listen, you can't tell me about Rice, man. You cannot. You cannot tell me about.
You're taking the piss. I'm gonna find these receipts and embarrass you. But look, let's be real, Ishmael. I was riding out for Rice in the summer. What this is 2020.
No, I can hear that. He didn't have a good Euros. Like I can say that for a fact. He did not play well at the Euros.
We conceded like one goal up until the final or something crazy.
How he just died in the final though. Like for me,
you're remembering this wrong. He didn't do it anyway. Look, Declan Rice, you deserve your flowers. Finally, Ishmael's giving them to you. And yeah, Declan Rice is a top quality baller, man. You can just tell. You can tell with footballers sometimes when just the way they hit the ball. It just is it always hits it so clean.
Don't need to tell me,
so clean and so pure. And like he's got a ping on him, like he can shoot as well. He's got he's training, he's got skills, his technique, his feet are banging, like he could be a real world-class footballer, man. He's showing some mad signs.
Doing his best Steven Gerrard impersonation this season. Like man's been doing up all action, everything. And even though like Ben Johnson's goal yesterday was a banger, he did a lot of the work. But that ball out to him initially from Rice, like just he's added, I think, a little bit extra to his game, a bit like Mo Salah, just a little bit extra tech to his game in the season. And listen, big up Rice, man. Big up Rice every
Imagine if Rice goes Man City and they got Jolof Jack and Rice.
Listen, man, the way my agenda for Jack Grealish has to just come to a grinding halt, like it's peak, but you go to the opposite, that's what happens. Like it is what it is. I just hope he don't go to City in it because I feel like Rice and Mount got the little bro thing going on. Started his career at Chelsea, could go back on a little like Lukaku remontada thing, but I ain't trying to see that right now. I'm not trying to see that at all.
But yeah, maybe like from one player you dissed to another.
Where we going with this one?
Ramsdale.
Oh, we're moving on to Arsenal already. I say nothing.
I thought it was a nice segue.
Listen, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong in it. And what I said, I tweeted on Saturday that Ramsdale's out to prove me wrong, but we'll talk in Jan. Yeah, I ain't doing this with little reactionary thing where I'm like, yeah, man's played good for 7 games, and we big him up, and he goes and drops a clanger. Like, nah. We will talk about Ramsdale in Jan. That's all I'm saying. So far. I'll say that I was partly wrong so far. Partly wrong, but I need to see a bit more from him.
But you didn't think he had it in him. That's more of the thing, rather than like you just didn't think he had that in him.
My man conceded over 160 goals in 2 seasons. All I said was
point. But that's why I think your point is flawed. You're dissing him for the amount of goals he's conceded when he's played in relegated sides.
I hear that.
What about save percentage?
Funny he went to Sheffield United and they just went from 7th place to bottom. Like, let's just like there was a few.
Did they strengthen? They bought. That's why they spent all their money on Brewster and Ramsdale.
They literally 55 million on them too. Like fucking awful business, man. Shocking business. But no, I think the Ramsdale thing we need to kind of let's give it a little bit longer. Let's not get a bit. Let's not.
Actually, I always thought it was harsh. I always thought your criticism of him was harsh because I remember the Ramsdale that I first saw when he was at Fulham when he just started coming through. Like he showed signs, like he was like 18 and he was like he was a top shot stopper even back then. So yeah, man. I kind of I drank a bit of your sauce and kind of started doubting him. But yeah, man, he was always showing signs of being a top goalkeeper.
He's got a personality as well, which I like. I don't know if you watched the game on Saturday. The Leicester fans are giving him a bit of stick, and he took the goal kick and turned around.
Yeah.
That, which I like. That's the kind of shit you love to see, man. But listen, I feel like I've said this enough times before, and they've let me down, man. But Arsenal impressed me on Saturday. Like I'm not gonna lie. I think they're 8 games unbeaten now. No European football this season, obviously as well. I don't even want to say it, bro. Have Arsenal turned a little corner? Like, what are you saying on that?
No.
You will not credit these man at any fucking. You're carrying Wenger's beef. You're carrying Wenger and Fergie's beef.
No.
Nice, bro. You would never big up Arsenal ever.
What do you mean, no, man? Arsenal are harmless team.
I'm riding that for.
They beat United every now and then as well. So then they're like that. But Are you asking me every time? How many times have you had this conversation, Ismail?
Bro, I know, innit?
Where's the corner? I feel like we're like judging the corner after seven, like what, 8? How many games? Is it 9 games?
They're 9 unbeaten, but I think I read the other day that apart from
No, but how many games have you played in the Prem? Like, is it the 10th game?
10, yeah, 10. They lost the first 3, and I think they're unbeaten.
The
since.
corner for me is at the end of the 38 game season. That's where we'll see where they turned the corner.
I can't even have a little like. You don't even want to open discussions on Arteta and like has he kind of.
Bro, we've seen this before. It's not like we've not seen Arsenal play well. They've played well, but turning the corner, I can't say they've turned a corner. No, I can't. I just can't. Like, they're playing well. They're in good form. That's it.
I don't know, bro. Like, they got their players back now. I think this season, Arsenal. I said it from day one. Arsenal getting top 4 this year, like 100%. No, let's say top 4. I meant top 6. Right? No, don't clip that up. I meant top 6. I actually meant top 6
again.
Let's say top 4.
Exclusive. We're the Wonderball exclusive. Oh my god.
You caught me slipping, fam. Allow it.
Oh my, bro.
I actually meant top 6. I think they'll get top 6 this year. Like I'm not certain, but I'm confident. I'm confident they'll get top 6 this year. I think Leicester, something's not quite right there at the moment. They picked up a bit of form before the Arsenal game, but I still think they got a bit of work to do to get back to where they were last year. Spurs, yeah, they got Conte and now it's looking like, but I don't know, man. I still think that Arsenal will do well this year. Obviously, like I said, no European football as well. So I think they're in a good spot, man. I think Arsenal fans, they got a little something to be looking forward to, I reckon. And I think another thing as well, which you got to big up Arteta and Edu, a lot of their signings that they've brought in are kind of starting to click. You got a lot of stick for the Ramsdale one. I was right in front of that queue saying 30, was it 35 M's or 40 M's? I was like, bro, what the hell?
30, I think.
I thought that was banter in it. But listen, he's come good. Gabriel's looking good. Who else have they signed? Tommy Yasu's looking good. Like all their signings for the last couple of years, they're looking all right. They're looking good actually. So like, big up Arsenal, man. All my Arsenal fans out there, listen, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, lie, bro.
No, I just wanted to make sure that was
the maddest Freudian slip. I didn't even mean it. You know what it was? It's because I was looking at the question before about West Ham. Arsenal, I don't think you're getting top 4. Sorry to get your hopes up, but yeah, you can get a little top 6 Europa League. Listen, if you get top 6 next year, we'll hire a Europa League intern to cover the Thursday night games. So you'll get your Wonderball content every day of the week. Because yeah, less of that from us too.
Yeah.
We can't be doing that. But you know what? I just clocked. We forgot to do. I think you've probably got gas from the W this weekend. Did we do our house rules for me flipping done the intro? Because you remember.
Oh shit! No, we didn't. That's what. Tell him.
On the road to 100 subscribers, we're nearly there. End of this month, like November. We're not messing about. Make sure you like, make sure you share, subscribe, let everyone know. Especially if you're new to this channel, stop.
Yeah, man. 190. Let's see if we can get to 100.
Let's get that.
That should be happening.
ASAP. Let's get that done. But yeah, listen, Arsenal. You're just saying flat out no, that you're not confident. You're not buying this. You're not drinking Arteta's juice right now.
They're in good form. Like, I feel like that's the same thing you're basically saying. You're asking me if they turned a corner. I'm saying I've seen this with Arsenal before.
When I say turn a corner, I mean like they've had good patches of form before, and then Arsenal fans will always still be like, no, Arteta out, like no matter what. I'm hearing less of the Arteta out kind of murmurs at the moment.
There's a few bad results away. I can still hear it. Trust.
Yeah, but they had the draw against Palace. Was not like you shouldn't really be drawn at home to Palace like that and thinking it's a good result. But I feel like it's kind of Arsenal fans seem pretty level-headed right now for them anyway. You know what that fan base is normally like. I think at the moment Arsenal fans all seem kind of to be pushing in a similar direction. But you're not having it, are you? You don't think they're kind of.
It's not about what the fans want, man. It's about the players. I feel like in terms of like Arsenal as a club being anywhere near what they were No, I don't think they're there yet. That's how I interpret the question. Like, how have Arsenal turned a corner or turned corner in this broken English we've got down here? I don't think they have. Not yet. Not yet. That's still to come. It's not saying they won't get there or they can't get there. It's just I'm saying right now they've not done it, and this has been typical Arsenal. We're almost moving like Arsenal fans to be like so reactive. Like Arsenal unbeaten for 8 games. All right, well they're the same sort of team to go 8 games back to back L's. Do you know what I mean? Like I need to see this from Arsenal.
You better lower your tone a bit when you're talking about Arsenal. You might not too far up. Are you even ahead of them in the table? I think
we're ahead on points, on point goal difference or something. But they're talking about Arsenal though. Look, Man United, because we'll get onto them later. But Arsenal, I've seen this before, bro. Do you remember when it was like, oh, they'll be sick until Christmas and then flop? Like now, this is just a different variation.
Yeah.
It's a variation of the same like mental, like I don't even know what it was, but this is repeating itself. And for me, we have this question at the end of the 38-game season: are they going to finish top 4? No. What is turning the corner? I don't know yet. I think turning the corner for Arsenal is finishing top 4, getting back to those Arsene Wenger days of Champions League football, and then challenging for the league. They got a similar deal to us. It's not like I can if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd say no to that answer, to that question. And in a similar way to Man United, I don't think Man United have turned the corner just because they. Do you know what I mean? If Oli wins 8 games, or we don't lose a game for 8 games in a row, but we're not in the top 4, we're not challenging for the league. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I just find your whole energy about United has changed in the space of these 10 games this season. I find it hilarious,
bro. It's the standards, man. It's standards. I feel
like you've woken up in it. I don't know if it's the beat in me took you. You know, sometimes you get hit so hard, like it just,
bro. That was the end. You can't stand for that.
Your chest is a bit bigger.
Inquest, bro. It's an inquest. After that, it's an inquest. I'm looking into. We got to be real here. No, but you can't accept. You cannot accept. You cannot accept that result.
The licks are too bad, man. It was like I understand it. I understand why I feel that was like there's no going back. Like,
it's not there's no going back, but there's something needs to change drastically.
I don't know about that. Ollie's in some next doghouse right now. But listen, you man keep doing your thing in it. Ollie in to the death. I guess anything else on the Arsenal game before we move on to the next section. Obviously, the Ramsdale save was getting all the plaudits over the weekend. Mad save. Like that. I don't know where the fuck that came from, man. I do
think the shot wasn't that great though.
I can hear that, and I also think it was like not right in the corner. But listen, if my man's getting up in the air like that at that speed, you gotta just give the keeper props in it. Like,
well, you have to because you got no space to maneuver, bro. You gotta give him props.
That's what I was like. All right, cool. You read my tweets, innit? You definitely read my tweets. Someone in the group chat's been leaking some information as well. Like, I don't know, bro. That save was like a fuck you save, but. Listen, he did his thing. Saka and ESR again running ragged. Just a little quick sub question. Has Smith Rowe like overtaken Maddison now in like the England pecking order, or like the kind of because Maddison was always the kind of one on the little outskirts. Obviously, Grealish came through, Foden came through straight away. Mount, all of them, man, they kind of just went straight into the squad. Maddison's always felt like he's had to do a bit extra work, and so far this season, I'm not really hearing too many shots about Maddison in any kind of respect. I know he got a goal last week, but listen, unlucky not to get the goal because that was an amazing save. But has Smith Rowe kind of cleared him now in that sort of little England pecking order?
I guess so. At the moment, you'd have to say so. But Smith Rowe's not been capped yet, so it's hard. I don't know. I don't think I wouldn't say he's overtaken him because I reckon the way Southgate does it.
Who's more likely to get the next goal up then?
Probably say neither of them, to be honest. I don't think Smith Rowe breaks in ahead of like the likes of Lingard.
You always get the one like niggly injury like around that time. I think if Gareth
Rowe's definitely got he deserves a shout, but
Maddison's kind of like stagnated over the last
I just think with Southgate, I reckon he's probably got players in mind who he'd like to give minutes to and give a cap. But like Smith Rowe, I think we might have a similar thing. Like Southgate's shown that he's got a bit more consideration about him in terms of like Russian players, like picking them at the right times, giving them opportunities when it sort of suits them. And sometimes that doesn't always coincide with like when they're in like a really good patch of form. And I kind of like that. It means he's just not as reactive to like a poor performance, or he's got a kind of a longer term vision to it. So I don't know. In terms of Smith Rowe, I think he will get capped. He's definitely like knocking on the door. But for Maddison, I like to think that he's in Southgate's mind, and that he'd probably be given a chance first, because I think he's very close in terms of like he's nearing that territory of like, have I missed my opportunity? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't really play with 10 either.
I'm kind of leaning more towards that side as well, because listen, how old is he? He's like 24, you know. He's not old, but he's not like.
He will get capped. He will get capped. I know. I'm sure of that. But like, it's getting to that point now where he's probably going to be like, fucking hell, like, grandma, have I got any Irish in me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that was.
You
see Matty Cash doing like Poland is like, yo,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Well, go on, give me something like Madisonowski and all of that. But I don't know, man. I feel like I'm kind of leaning more towards the side of not miss the boat, because I agree with you, will get capped, but there was a time when it was, is it going to be Madison, Grealish, Mount? Like which one's the one like who's going to be the kind of creator? And Manders was in that good patch of form last season. He obviously done the interview with Carragher when he's talking about like him wanting to be that guy who's gonna get goals and assists. And obviously, yeah, he got an injury, but I feel like since then he's never really kicked on for me. He's never really kicked on.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that's down to form. I think in terms of his mentality, I reckon he's probably a lot closer to. All he needs is a couple. I think once he gets going, he's one of them players. I think he'll get a couple of, he'll get goals, he'll get assists. I think because there were points last season where he looked unplayable, and I'd like to think that Madison's still about. Chen, thank you for joining in.
Make sure you smash the like button, Chen. Yeah.
Yeah, give us a like. Make sure you're liking the thing. Get Karen involved as well. Hope the whole party, the whole of a dance go on it. But yeah, in terms of Maddison, yeah, I like to think he's still got some. He's still got caps in him for England. But yeah, man. I think Leicester. They look like I think there's a bit of a sucker punch for them losing that game, because after the United game, they probably thought they'd turn the corner. Oh.
Hey, but you know what? As good as Arsenal played, or as well as I played, I should say, they were 2-0 up after like half an hour or something. Like Leicester kind of came back into the game afterwards. I don't think it wasn't like a battering, or like it was just they got the first goal obviously came from the set piece, which you're always going to be disappointed about, and then the second goal, the ball was kind of just all over the place, and Smith Rowe just slotted it away. I think actually Maddison was the one to get flipping dispossessed in the turnover, which is not really good on his part. But I won't like I don't know, man. I think Leicester will still be alright this season. I think top 6, top 7, top 8, like I don't know, man. I think for me this year, after like the top 4, between 5th and 10th, I think it's kind of like it's anyone for the taking, really. It's whether we can put a run together. Like, for me, the gap between the top 4 and the rest hasn't been this big for the longest time. I don't know. I know we spoke about West Ham breaking into the top 4 potentially, but it'd have to be like an Ollie doing an Ollie for United to not get top 4. They should be getting top 4, man. New man.
If we don't get top 4, we'll end up winning the Champions League or something. I feel like Ronaldo just physically can't. He signed some sort of like deal with the devil where he's like, I'm always
clutch.
You know what I mean? Just give me moments. I'll stay fit. I will never eat a fucking kebab ever in my life.
Bro, I don't think that's ever been on this fucking radar ever.
I don't know what they're Nando's. I'll never have a Nando's ever again.
Bad. I don't know, man. Listen, it'll be United to not get top four and then fucking win the Champions League, but I don't know, man. There's some serious hitters in the Champions League this year. If you lot anyhow you lot win Champions League, yeah, fair enough.
That's Ollie there for good, bruv. He's never leaving.
What you call that, yeah?
If we win the Champions League, bro.
Are you back to Ollie in? Mad. I
was never Ollie out, but if we won the Champions League, then yeah, something's changed. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, he'll come on the pitch and stick his leg out himself again. Like, ain't nothing changed, man. Listen, I can't believe you. Yeah, I don't know. For me, there's no turning back for this Don, but let him stay.
If you win the Champions League, like that's massive.
Bro, I'm not telling you, like you can't just give a man fucking. Listen,
I'm not saying he should never get sacked. I'm just saying if he couldn't get sacked after losing 5-0 to Liverpool, then if he wins the Champions League, they're never going to get rid of him. They're just going to keep him. They'll remember that forever.
Trust.
But nah, man. Should we touch on Ollie? Should we get seeing as we're
yeah. So it's a pretty good segue, innit? We'll go over to you, man. Obviously, you lot kind of changed things up after the beating you got last week. Ollie kind of for me, he just said, "Fuck this. I'm going back to basics, and we ain't conceding. I'm going 5 at the back. I'm going McFred. I'm going bastard football. Like the enjoyment. You can say goodbye to that. And obviously, like we said, Spurs are the perfect game for you to be playing. But what do you think of the formation? Like, is 3-5-2 kind of the way forward for Ollie in the immediate future, at least?
The 3-5-2 I saw against Spurs, definitely not. I can't get used to that. I'm sorry.
Because the football weren't too nice, was it? Obviously,
the football was fine. It weren't a football. It was you can't play 3-5-2 and not have. Okay,
bro, let's talk about your bench for a second.
No. Let me. I'll be my second point. But you can't play 3-5-2. The thing is, look what happened. Like this is what happened last season, right?
Strike Force have got a combined age of 70 years old. Like, what kind of fuckery is? You want to talk about United DNA? Like,
don't worry, we'll get onto that Strike Force as well.
Go. Listen, take it away, man. Take it away.
But see what happened last season, right? With like our team, right? We started off the season with the same team that sort of ended Project Restart. We had Matic, Pogba, Bruno, and that was a nice balanced midfield. I was liking like good. And then we lost. Pogba stopped performing. He had a bad spell. Our midfield wasn't really clicking, and suddenly we drew for the McFred. That was the first time we really saw it, and then we were like, "Okay, cool, this works. We're balanced. We'll go for McFred, and then we'll substitute in like the good players." Now a bit of bad form, and we've gone from not just playing a back four with McFred, we're now playing a back 5 and McFred. So that's 7. That's 8 defensive-minded players on the pitch.
Let's reel it back a little bit, because not only you man playing a back 5 with McFred, you've also got neither Dallo or Tellez as your wing backs. So you're like, you can kind of allow or make some allowances if you've got 2 very attacking fullbacks, and then you've got all them defensive man. But you man have literally gone, fuck this. 5 at the back, McFred.
I don't think Tellez plays. I don't think Tellez or Dallo should be on the pitch. I think Tellez may be more than Dallo.
I think for me, if you're playing wing backs, Dallo's got to touch pitch sometimes. Like you can't be playing Wan-Bissaka.
For Wan-Bissaka, no,
Spurs, I'll give man his props for that. He had a good game, but as a wing back, I ain't trying to see that, man. But anyway, but we'll also go back to your points about this new set up for me, man, with McFred and your 5 defenders.
I can't because when I was thinking about whether Conte was the right manager for United, this was going back to the back 5. I was like, I don't even know if I want to see that, but maybe we could play Pogba, Bruno in the midfield, or like be a bit more expansive with our midfield too if we got 5 at the back. And then this was that was just the gut. I just wasn't looking forward to the game. I was like, whatever happens here, it's going to be a functional game. It's going to be very like disciplined. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be one of them games. Performance was decent, but in terms of the formation move, like long term, I think we either have to play with I can't work with it because how do we get Rashford and Sancho into the team
Bro,
without
that's your
Bruno?
bench. When obviously Pogba is suspended, but your bench would be Pogba, Donny, Sancho, Rashford, Lingard. That's all your ballers. Like that's all your players who've got like a bit of like, well, not all of them, but those are the majority of your players who've got a bit of that like sort of je ne sais quoi about them, and you don't really know what they're gonna do. You're like, what the hell, man? Ollie, I
hope this is more just like another. I'm hoping the 3-5-2 is just a demonstration that we can play that formation and it works, and it's another feather to our cap. That I'm okay with. Like horses for courses. We'll play 3-5-2 in certain games where we need to get a result or X and X reason, right? And that's okay. But moving forward, the question is 3-5-2 the way forward for Ollie? I don't think so. We've got to find a way of playing a back four and getting results without having to play McFred every single game because it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. But yeah, 3-5-2. We need to have Rashford, Sancho on the pitch. For me, in terms of like moving forward, we've got to find a way of getting those guys to perform. Well, not Rashford, but getting Sancho performing and playing with width. I'm not looking for Wan-Bissaka to be providing width down the right hand side. So, straight up, yeah.
Especially when you got a fucking man like that on the bench, like that don't make sense. Like you said, in it, horses for courses. If it's gonna get you by this little tough period, yeah, but it's not sustainable. You can't be telling me you're going to be having them man on the bench every week. And
that's a big reason why I didn't want Conte in as well, because I don't think that's not a Man United formation. When we played that with Louis van Gaal, it was like nursing home football. That I was falling asleep watching it.
At left side of centre back and all that. Like,
yeah. But I do want to give a shout out to as you said, the geriatric front line that we have. Cristiano Ronaldo and Edinson Cavani, because their man are. Do you know when you get certain players every now and then? Because I remember when we were growing up, as soon as you hit over 30, your career is basically finished. So I mean, these men are riding out in the best league in the Premier League together, about to form a formation. Like I don't have a problem with that. That front, if that becomes a regular thing for us going forward, Ronaldo, Cavani front line, I am not angry about that, not at all. But I think we've got to find a way of getting. If I do that, if we're playing two up front, I'm going back 4-4-2. I said this. Remember, Ishmael?
When you were like 4-4-2 with McFred. I'm sorry.
No, not McFred. Not McFred. Would you ever hear me saying that?
But that's what it's looking like right now, isn't it? Like,
I go Pogba, Bruno. This is what I'd say. Yeah, I'd have a flat back four.
You're
like Wan-Bissaka, Shaw off unlimited fullbacks. Flat back four. You don't go over the halfway line. You're not over the halfway line. Then we got Pogba, Bruno on the semicircle, and then Rashford, Sancho, Ronaldo, Cavani. Just get out wide, whip it in, boy. Whip it in.
Midfield is coming like a donut, fam. There's going to be nothing in the middle at all. Pogba's getting overrun.
Pogba's quarterback.
Bruno's
but then we got a back four. We don't have to have Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka running back.
Maguire all for 90 minutes. Nah, bro, that's not work. That formation is not happening. It's not working. It's not working,
bro. That not only does that formation work, it's been working since before you were fucking around, baby boy. 4-4-2. Do not. No, this is not the FA Cup. You cannot. Don't pour salt on the 4-4-2.
No, I like 4-4-2. Listen. The Arsenal game on Saturday, I was seeing shades a bit of 4-4-2 there with Lokonga and Partey doing up.
Thank you.
Doing up the Vieira Gilberto settings. But listen, Pogba and Bruno have not got that. They haven't got their discipline in their locker to be doing defensive duties as well as trying to like I go, you stay. Like they ain't got that in their locker. Like Pogba's.
They do, man. They do that. They do that far forward. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's part. I don't think Bruno. I think Bruno could definitely. I want Bruno to play more of a midfield position. I think him and Pogba with someone behind him is a real problem. I would love to see that moving forward. Who's
going to be the one to do
Matic? Bro, I'll put Matic there. Matic is still good enough. I don't understand why he's not getting more minutes.
I'm with you on that one. For me, I'd be trying everything before I'm trying McFred. McFred is my last resort. Like I'm trying fucking. Like Lindelof at DM if I have to because he's good on the ball before I go back to McFred. Like I ain't trying to see that, but
But in terms of that game though, like I think it was a big improvement on from last weekend. I think if anything, Ollie should have played that team against you last weekend, and we probably could have got a result. I genuinely think that. And also, I think I was also right to believe that it weren't you, man. Didn't play well last weekend. We just made you look so much better. And
I don't know
now after watching you, man, against Brighton, it's made me realise that I was definitely right. We made you
don't
look.
try and drag my name into
that
much.
result.
No.
We were on some like some free handout thing, man. We were just giving out results. Results.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But no, but that's what I've seen. So I feel like
this week.
Now let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on to the Liverpool game, where we saw Liverpool fucking chuck away. You chucked it, Ishmael. You chucked away a 2-0 lead to Brighton and Hove Albion at home in front of a cop. So Ishmael, are you concerned? Because for me, that's demonstrated exactly why I wasn't saying Liverpool definitely win the league or your title favourites, as you were saying last weekend. Was it last week or the weekend before?
Last week.
So I just want to know, Ishmael, are you concerned after the blips?
Listen, we'll touch on City in a second. For me, what I saw on Saturday's game was just we looked tired, innit? We looked absolutely tired. We finished the game with a midfielder. Listen, let me get in. Let me chop it up. I'm gonna start. We finished the game
as well.
We finished the game with a midfield of Hendo, Ox, and Curtis Jones in it. Our midfield injuries through our own fault started to pile up. We didn't really replace Genie in the summer. We've been threadbare anyway, and we've got a midfielder all pro to pick up injuries in their own little ways. So like that's just is what it is. Off the back of 4 away games as well. What I saw on Saturday was just a team that was tired. When the first goal went in, which was a fucking banger, by the way. Shout out to my man from Brighton, fucking beautiful.
Mwepu.
No, it's not Mwepu. That's fucking. Is that his name?
It wasn't Mwepu.
Is that his name? The Zambian.
Yeah, Enoch Mwepu.
Shout out him anyway. That was a fucking.
He's quality. He's top quality. I got him on my ultimate team. And he's actually wavy. He's anyone gets is 75 overall, but he's rapid as well. Centre mid quality. And yeah, now in real life, he's doing the same thing again. So yeah, big him up. Got a question from the audience though.
Oh, go on.
Tired already, Ishmael. It was October 30th.
Bro, we played 4 away games on the bounce. And
when was your last game before that? Do you play on Tuesday or Wednesday?
We played Carabao Cup, which you guys aren't in anymore, but we played that on.
Are you, man?
But we put out a B team. But that's by the by anyway. That's by the by. Listen, we played 4 away.
You can't blame it on being tired. I don't think. I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Let me get into it. So we played 4 away games on a bounce. High stakes games. City, Atletico. Big games. And I just think by the time you got to the end of that Brighton game, kind of ran out of ideas a little bit. Am I concerned? Not really. You got a big game next week away to West Ham. We need to get ourselves up for that. And then we've got Atletico again between that midweek. We need to get some players back ASAP. I think Thiago's pretty close. Fabinho, I'm hoping, is going to be quite close as well. It's just, if anything, it's just annoying, isn't it? Those are the weekends when I see City losing as well that you got to be capitalising on. And if I'm being honest, those are the games that cost us in 18-19 when we lost the league by a point. So in that respect, I'm concerned. But from what the actual performance was, not really, man. I could kind of see it coming. Brighton are no mugs either. I think they might be. Are they above you, man, at the moment? I think they might be above you.
No, they're not above us.
They're in and around you lot anyway. They're this guy, man. Fucking dickhead. Listen, I can say that, and it's not an excuse, but from what I saw and with my own eyes, we look tired in it. Like that is what it is. I'm not saying it's a valid excuse. It just is what I was looking at.
Where's your bench then?
For me, fucking me.
Where's your squad?
We went off injured.
Poor in-game management from Klopp if the players were tired and he didn't realise. That's poor in-game management.
Bro, I don't know about the in-game management. For me, it's like a...
What do you think of Klopp's just general management? Because I've noticed you've kind of been a bit like critical of him at times, like when Jota got injured last season. So he's not immune from criticism from Ishmael. He is still a mere mortal. Ishmael, what about his performance in that game
on Saturday? For me,
what happened for it to? Was it a tactical change from Potter? Like,
it was a little bit. So when the second goal went in, they just started flooding more men forward, and we were getting caught out on the break a little bit. Robertson got absolutely cooked for one of the goals. Like it was actually pretty peak, but I don't know, man. I think if I get a reaction next week at West Ham, I'm good again. I'm good.
You forget about it.
A couple hard games coming up.
We got West Ham.
We got West Ham away on the weekend. Funnily enough, our away forms been better this season. I think we've actually won all of our away games, if I'm not mistaken. We've only dropped points. Now Brentford's the only one, but we've only, other than that, we've won all our other away games. If I see a reaction this weekend, I'm cool. The only annoying thing is that City drop points as well. It's an opportunity to pull further away from them and get closer to Chelsea too. Chelsea got 3 points now. So from that, it's jarring, but let's just get up another point.
That game against West Ham is massive, man, because we're playing City. So
yeah. Also, West Ham are 2 points behind us. So obviously, I don't think they probably won't be around in the title hunt for the whole season. But listen, I don't want to be losing points to them, man. Especially when they can go above us as well. I'm not really on that too much. Comment coming in now. Dan the spot on, man. I wouldn't be concerned either. I'm not concerned. I don't even know if it was complacency, but Brighton are a very good team. Like let's not mug them off at all, man. Potter did well in that game. I like the way he just went for it at 2-0 down. Like as they say, 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline in football. They got to go back right before half time. It kind of set things up a little bit again afterwards. But listen, not many managers will come to Anfield and start flooding men forward when they're going 2-0 down. So I got a big up Potter as well. But oh, this fucking guy, man. Should I be concerned? Nah, I shouldn't be concerned. Like I said, if we get a reaction in the next 2 games, we're back to where we need to be. That United game was only last week when we slapped you, man. I was saying that we're title favourites. So my tune ain't changed that quick.
Does it not kind of, I don't know, you were winning that game. You were winning that game. You had a chance to be 3-0 up, game, set, and match pretty much at that point.
Do you know what it is? That disallowed goal from Mane, which obviously was handball, but it was unlucky. He hit his leg, then his arm then went in. Sanchez was having a fucking mare goal. But listen, at that point, if it goes 3-0 and we're 3-0 up after half time, that's it. The game's done. Brighton are scoring 3 goals in that second half. So
it's done. You start setting up the players, resting them for
it's fine margins. It's fine margins. As soon as that goal went in from them before half time, I was like, yeah, they're going to equalize because they started moving the ball around a lot better, getting confident. It happens, isn't it? It can happen. It's just annoying that it was 2 goals up. You don't expect that to happen on your. I
think also doubly annoying as well. Like after such a good performance against Man United, it's a bit of like a come down. Do you know what I mean? It feels worse. It's like almost like like you said at the start of the show, it feels like a loss because you're winning the game 2-0 at home at half time. Yeah,
and like I said again, City as well. But like when I see that they conceded inside like the first 15 minutes, I think.
All you need,
I was like, right, like half time, they're still losing. We're 2-0 up. I'm thinking, cool, put away from City, stay in touch and distance with Chelsea, we move kind of thing. But listen, it happens, man. It happens. I can't get too down on it. When I'm looking at our midfield, like I said, of Hendo, Ox, Curtis Jones, like they weren't really showing levels, and I can't really blame them too much. Great goal from Hendo, by the way. Gotta say that. Great assist 1 week, great goal the next. Like, listen, we'll talk on Hendo at a later date, but he's a serious player, man. Still, I think a bit underappreciated by our own fan base as well as rival fans. But listen, Hendo, he knows what time it is. He's gonna, when it's all said and done, we'll be paying him a lot of respect, man. We'll be paying him a lot of respect.
Yeah, man. I think that's
Go on, bro. I was just gonna say City, obviously.
Yeah,
they also fell behind a little bit over the weekend. 2-0 home defeat to Crystal Palace. not a great performance. Really, I know they went down to 10 men from Laporte. Which, what do you think of that? Did you see the tackle on?
Yeah. It was definitely a pen. It was not a pen, sorry, a red card.
God.
I think what was the other? There was another moment. Was it against Southampton match where
This weekend?
Yeah.
No, it was Arsenal. It was Johnny Evans on someone.
Yeah, Arsenal Leicester.
Yeah,
that was a red as well. That was definitely a red for me.
That was a bit of a mad one. I don't know how that didn't get flipping.
He's through on goal. He's just having a shot. That is a goal.
There was a West Ham one. There was a West Ham one as well, actually. Not West Ham. Villa against West Ham. Yeah, West Ham Villa. He got sent off. Was it Hawes or was it CONTE? I can't remember.
CONTE, I think. Ooh, actually, I'm not sure.
On Jared Bowen, I feel like that one was a little bit harsh, but the other two definite red cards. I don't know how Johnny Evans got away with that one, to be honest. But the referee is a little bit inconsistent again. But listen, you know what to expect with these man. Inconsistency is the kind of only thing that is consistent with them. Do you think should City be worried, or like you just think it's one of them results where you just got to take it and move on?
I think we've seen. I think that City team that pipped you to the post. I think the best City side we're probably going to see. I think if anything, this is almost like the slow decline of the City team, and it doesn't suddenly mean it doesn't necessarily mean the City team's suddenly a bad side. I just think we have seen the best in a similar way to the Liverpool side. I think we've seen the best of this Liverpool team, and either you kind of
there's a point where both of us looked unbeatable. Like when we won it before lockdown, bro. Every week I didn't think anyone could touch us. Like I think we kept 10 clean sheets in a row or something like that. Like we were moving on like different level to anyone else. And like it's not really like that anymore. City do look beatable. We look beatable too, obviously. And I don't know. I feel like it's going back to like a few years ago where you can have a proper 2-team title race, 3-team title race. 4-team, I don't know just yet. You man might need to make a few changes back of house for that, but City are also capable of going on a run of like 15 games, and I think we still got that in our locker as well. So I don't know if City should be concerned. No, but
what I was saying was that I think that this City team is still a top team. But yeah, I think you'll start to see the inconsistencies a bit more. I think, especially with like more and more murmurings about Pep and him being finished at City.
They asked him if he'd make it to another 200 games. He's like, no. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he's coming towards the end of his cycle because it's not easy. Like I think I always remember whenever we talk about great Premier League managers, always just makes you think like what Fergie did and what he achieved is just so crazy. Like imagine. Like what I mean by like when I say that I think we've seen the best of the team, it's like okay, cool, they've peaked. Now are you gonna create a new team? Are you gonna start the new cycle like what Fergie did basically? And time again managed to build championship winning sides. And I think we're almost at the end of that cycle for City. I think especially with Klopp going, I think that solidifies it a bit more. And whether I think that
he's not going anywhere just yet.
I don't think Klopp is necessarily going to create multiple Premier League winning sides. I think he has an expiry date as well. I hope.
Big man. Leaving off this contract part.
Ishmael, wait a second. Your voice has gone all croaky.
Let me just jump in and come 2 seconds. Carry on.
I'm gonna have to mute you. Right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. What's up, people? This is dead. Cool. Let's go through some of the questions. See if there's anything else to talk about. But get in the Come on, people. Join me. Keep me company. If you got any questions, jump in right now. You can be my co-host. So before Ishmael comes back. Oh, you missed your chance, guys.
What are you saying?
Yeah, much better. It sounded like you had something something stuck in your throat.
No, I'm good. Good.
So cool. I guess we'll lead on to our last question then, and that is for West London Blues. And yeah, the question is:
there's a generation of our fans that won't even know what that reference is, you know?
Yeah, it's cool though. It's cool.
Mad, but anyway, go on.
But yeah, how big of a psychological advantage, Ishmael, is this weekend for Chelsea?
No, it's big, innit? Whenever your rivals, because like we said, this year is probably going to be a bit more of a close title race. So seeing Liverpool drop points at home, City drop points at home as well, actually, but not right. They lost completely. So yeah, it's big. Because I don't even think Chelsea played that.
No, they didn't.
Obviously, I think they broke the deadlock like deep in the second half. Big up Reece James, man. Two fucking
Streamers, man.
Left foot, right foot. That doesn't matter. Like two absolute bangers. And again, Chelsea's midfield and defense get coming up with the goals. Their forwards this season still not really on too much, but listen, it don't matter. Don't really matter for them. I think for Chelsea, it is big, and they've also got players to come back as well. And it's another clean sheet.
They look a better team without Lukaku, though.
Bro.
Wait, we not ready to have that conversation yet?
I'm nearly ready, innit? I'm nearly ready. We'll talk about him when we talk about Ramsdale. Like, we'll maybe on our little mid-season review.
Bro, I'm not worried about Lukaku. I'm not getting any egg on my face with that guy. I just know.
We'll see what he's saying when he comes back from injury, innit? But
if I turn into Zlatan and start calling him
donkey. I think he got like 3 goals so far this season. He's not.
Zlatan rattled him so much that time. Bro.
Oh, what that from what from was that? When in the league game, it was like I swear it was in the cup.
Yeah, it was closed behind closed doors, so you could hear everything. It was just calling him a donkey. It was that talks to you when you saw it like your first touch.
Listen, I don't know, man. I was more on a Lukaku kind of train for that one.
Yeah, everyone thought it was racist and shit. It was just banned.
No, not even. I just think Zlatan's a bit moist sometimes. Like you're not a lion. Like you're not like just refer to.
He's a G, bro. He's a G, man.
But big him up.
Friend, you'd love him.
He scored a fucking.
You'd fucking love Zlatan if he was a Liverpool player as well.
You know what? I can't even front. I liked him until he went to United. That little stint, he's a bit jarring.
I love a little bad boy.
Him and Jose together, all right. him and Jose together was just a jarring combo, innit? It's a proper jarring combo. But listen, big him up, 40 years old, still balling out. But for Chelsea, yeah, I mean, clean sheet, 3 points, not a great performance. That's kind of the mark of a champion, really. Like you go to those away grounds and you dig out a result. But 3-point lead. I think if they go and do this again in the next 2 weeks, where they get 3 points and their rivals drop points, then we can really talk, because then they would have opened up like a 5-6 point gap. But right now, it's just early days, bro. It's early days still. I would, if I was a Chelsea fan, I wouldn't be getting too gassed. But listen, Lukaku's got some work to do when he comes back. He's not going to be just walking straight back into this team at all. But we'll have those conversations with Big Ron when he comes back. Hopefully, he can try and fire some goals away again. But yeah, you weren't looking too great first few games. Let's just put it that way. What do you reckon? What are you saying on Chelsea?
Look, I think they're going to be there come the end of the season. Like, it's a hard one. I think Tuchel is he is like their USP, man. He's the one. He's the thing that concerns me the most. He seems like he's really worked out he knows all the tools that he's got, and he can fix any problem that's put in front of him. So I think they're going to be a problem this season because they're not even playing well. I can easily see them.
We haven't seen them best Chelsea yet. I don't think this year.
Nah, but I can see them winning the league this season and being like not being that great. Sometimes it's not always the best team.
Technicality thing, just because everyone else is not really like.
No one really, yeah. I don't know, man. I'll be surprised if Chelsea won it, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. If you know what I mean? But yeah, man. Look, let's not linger too much on Chelsea because we've given them their flowers enough in the past couple of weeks. I think we should take this to what Screamers and Howlers.
Let's go, bro. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. I think last week was a bit of a. Did we even finish it last week? I feel like you just started talking about Maguire and then we locked it off.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, what you saying? Let's start with screamers. I feel like for some reason we seem to do howlers first every time, but let's start. Let's start on a positive.
Screamers and howlers, guys. Sorry.
Let's start this week. Give me 3 of each. Did I make any notes? I can't even remember, bro.
3 of each. Boy, all right, okay, cool. I'll start with Reece.
Yeah. No,
I'll start with Reece James then.
Give me 2.
3 of each is mad. That's.
Bro, can I write it down? Because normally you put like Fred and Maguire in there, so it's like, right, cool, that's 2 howlers. Like you kind of got to like try and branch out a little bit. Like if you only got 1, that's cool as well.
Yeah. I'll give it to Reece James, man, because I think 2 goals for any fullbacks, a pretty impressive feat.
Bro, someone said on the group chat.
Score 1 with either foot is a bit mad.
Someone said on the group chat, England should just play all their right backs. Just fit them all in somewhere. Like the flipping.
Matty Cash, come back.
Lamptey's just come back as well. Lamptey was putting Trent in the.
Yeah.
Anyway, walks, runs, everything. So like, we're stacked to right backs. We might as well lend them to other countries, like and
loan them out
and get like a little striker in return or something. But listen, yeah, big up Reece James, man.
We'll give Matty Cash for Lewandowski, please.
Trust me.
Yeah, man, I got to give it to Reece James. I think top performance, and yeah, he's kind of very quietly become like a starter, not a starter, but like a first name on the team sheet for Chelsea.
Yeah. Because Aspie's he's kind of been doing the right side of centre back thing.
Well, he doesn't play sometimes. Sometimes it's Chalobah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, like what Tuchel's got going on there with like the rotation and the options he's got is a madness. But
yeah, it's going to be mad when Chelsea sell Sarr and Chalobah in the summer next year.
And they just go and bang somewhere else, like in Spain or Italy or something like that.
No, just re-sign Tomori.
Bro, they got the release clause, isn't it?
No, they don't. Not Tomori.
No, is it just Tammy?
Yeah,
I don't know how you went for so cheap with no buyback clause. Like that's
about 30 mils. It weren't that cheap.
Bro, I think he's worth a bit. I think you can bump that up a little bit. If Ben White's a little 50 mil, then I don't know, man. I think
true.
Tomori's much better than you can't tell me Ben White's much better than Tomori. Like, I ain't really trying to hear that. So what you saying? Screamer for Reece James then. Any more? Do you want to move on to? Or I'll obviously give mine.
No, you go with yours.
I can't really look past Declan Rice, man. Like I really can't. Like he's impressed me all season. All jokes aside, like he's got it all, man. He's got it all. He was bossing that midfield yesterday, and Villa's midfield as well. They're no mugs in there. Obviously, they've got McGinn, who I rate very highly as well. But Rice is just like I was very impressed in it. I was very, very impressed. If we're going to be looking like at a midfielder in the summer.
Get the hell out of here, Shmo, man. Stop.
I know what you're going to say.
Listening, bro. FSG ain't here.
To be a little Klarna thing, but he's the kind of midfielder I want to be looking at.
Well, you'll finish paying it off in fucking 2056 or something.
Listen. I'm trying to see that kind of caliber midfielder, that kind of player who's like I said with Bellingham as well. They're not a 6 or an 8 or whatever. They're just a midfielder. Give me a midfielder, fam. Give me Steven Gerrard version 2. That's what I'm trying to see. I want to feel him back. I'm trying to see Naby with his little shin pads and like going down injured every 5 minutes. I want robust box to box engine. Yeah, give me that.
Talk about Naby though. Actually, let me just fucking go into it now. Howler, Naby Keita, bro.
Whoa! he was actually playing alright until he went off as well.
What a joke, fam! He's a joke of a footballer. He's a joker. He's not real.
He's mad.
What's wrong with him, bro?
I don't know, bro. I don't.
First off, he's getting pool bed out of the stadium at Old Trafford. He's back training a few days later. And then what is he injured or does he bruise really badly? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Does he heal really fast or what is it?
And with him as well, like you don't know if it's gonna be 6 months or 6 weeks. Like you just really don't know. Like it'll be one of them ones where you'll be hearing
the minefield, isn't it?
You'll be hearing Naby's on his way back, and then he's broken down again.
Yeah, rehab, bro. Rehab's a minefield for him, bro. He's tripping over dumbbells and stuff. His coordination's just off, innit?
I don't know what it is, but I said at the beginning of the season. I think we spoke about Naby on our season preview or whatever, And I said, I need to see 40 games from Naby this year. Like, I don't care if it doesn't have to be starts. Just give me appearances, yeah? Give me apps, yeah? That's what I want. Give me 40 apps this season. That's what, then we can talk next year, contract extension, this, that, the other. Then I'm hearing, right, okay, Naby said he's not signing a new contract unless he can get assurances about game time. Bro, what game time? You need to be available to get game time. What kind of fucking
He's taking the piss, isn't it? He's taking the piss. Do you know what? I reckon he said that. He said that and looked around, and everyone thought it was being serious. He's like, boys, like, he just missed the punchline, bro. He's like, I need game time.
But it's just frustrating because last week when he dropped a clinic at Old Trafford, like it's just mad. Like he's got
what did you say? He went to Old Trafford and needed to go to a clinic after.
He dropped
went to a GP clinic after.
Candy asses. But listen,
he had a GP clinic appointment.
For me, he's got the end of the season and then
medical clinic.
I'm seeing the same foolishness that I'm seeing now every minute. Small shin pads. He's on the fucking treatment table. Like allow it.
Bro, if I'm Jurgen Klopp, yeah. This is how I know Jurgen Klopp was a dead footballer. If I was Jurgen Klopp, I would have told Naby Keita, you're wearing proper shin pads, bruv. You can't fucking get through a training session without feeling.
Actually, he's got bones like a biscuit because the shin pads actually look like 2 biscuits in there. Like,
bruv, he should be playing in casts, fam. He should have a cast on, fam. Do you know what I mean?
Socks up, everything. You see that the hockey,
everything's strapped down, taped down, bruv. His whole ankle is just one bone, like
an ice hockey.
Yeah, bro. All the joints just taped, innit?
Mad.
Just one straight bone, like.
Wait, what you saying? You're giving him flipping the howl of the week, right?
Naby Keita, yeah, man, yeah, man.
Such a bit mad.
Nah, man. He just look for me with Naby Keita, yeah. You just gotta what are you doing, bro? I don't understand. What is he doing on the pitch that gets him injured all the time? What is he? It's always innocuous. It's not even like an obvious. What is he injured?
That Pogba one's the first one I've seen which has been like impact. Normally, like Naby's running, he's all good. 18th minute, Naby's on the floor. I'm like, bro, what's going on? I'm like, what? There's no one.
You never know. You never really know what he's injured with. It's just kind of like his mentality. He's got a pussy boy mentality.
Oh wait. Well, less of that, bro. Less of that.
No, he does. He's a bit of a pussy boy. Anyway, go on, Ishmael. Your howler.
My howler's I got 2 actually. Laporte's the first one. I think that was a proper bozo moment from him. At fault for the goal, then got sent off. Like, that's disaster class, really, innit? Like you cost your team the game. Anyone who haven't had him in fantasy football as well, like free up yourself. That's peak too. But my actual number 1 howler's got to be from Norwich City, man. I'm sorry, they're looking like the worst team in Premier history right now. I think. At the same point when Derby,
because that man can get it every week if we're doing this now.
I know, but I'm gonna have a little sub one in a second, which you're gonna enjoy. But I'll start with the Norwich thing first. But I think when Derby obviously hold the record for the least amount of points ever, at this same stage when they went down, they had like 6 or 7 points or something. Norwich have got 2. They haven't won a game yet. They've got 2 0-0 draws, and that's it. Lost 7-0 last week to Chelsea. Lost again to Leeds, who are looking like one of the worst teams in the league as well. Like, I don't know. I can't see where a win's going to come from for them. Like, I really can't see it. Some of the defenders. Did you see Kabak, what he done for the first Leeds goal? Did you see it? I tried to correct it. I was thinking of you. I was like, bro, we had a lucky escape.
I miss him not being at Liverpool though, man. At the AXA training ground.
What I clocked, it was like last season. I felt like he was a fan that won a competition, and he's just there. Like, he had no other centre backs, and him and Ben Davies just won like some fucking like Make a Wish thing. And Kabak just got to play with his fucking heroes every week. He's happy to be there, man. But listen, Kabak, Norwich, they're not levels. They're not levels. I feel like they're just easy 3 points for everyone. Everyone's just going in there, walking into their house, taking something and leaving. Like, it's just, I'm not trying to see that. I think they're pretty going to be relegated by Christmas.
Early doors, isn't it? We've got Brentford this weekend as well, so that's going to be a massive game. Yeah,
obviously, but I think Brentford lost to Burnley this weekend, so they'll be looking to bounce back quickly as well. They're a proper team this season. I think. Do Norwich even get rid of the fucking Daniel Farke, or I don't like?
Yeah, I think we'll get them back up, isn't it?
But it just happened last time. They got relegated. I think they said that they felt bad because they didn't like give him enough money, so they gave him more money. And now it's looking like
he scored 3 goals.
Who? Norwich?
Yeah.
In 10 games, bro. No, like get out of it, man. Get out of here. That's.
Wait a second. Newcastle ain't won a game either, you know.
No, I think they got 3 points by all draws. That's like
4
points. Yeah, bro. Listen, I feel like we still need to do that Newcastle special because if they go down with this 300 billion,
I'll be so happy. They need to go down. I'm manifesting it now. They need to go down. All professional players watching this podcast, yeah, please do not go to Newcastle United. Let them go down and let's all laugh at them fucking cunts, yeah, right? Because the Premier League ain't gonna do anything. Let's see if the fucking Football League do. Do you know what I
mean? Hey, listen, they can't go down, man. They're gonna go fucking ham in January. I'm already hearing rumors of Icardi, who's obviously gonna bring his fuckeries with him. So I don't know, man. I can see them just going on an absolute madness in Jan, signing up all the kind of like the washed up, not even necessarily washed up, but all the men who like are out of favour at their team, looking maybe to get one final contract or whatever. I think that'll be good this season. I can't see it. Whatever happens, I just can't see it. You might start seeing refs making some very funny decisions in Newcastle games, but there ain't no way they're going down. There is no way Newcastle getting relegated. Like,
it's more of a pipe dream, bro. But right now it's a possibility, and I'm hoping. I'm just hoping, man. It'll be so jokes. I'd love it. I'd actually love it. It'd be so funny.
Man's doing it. Kevin Keegan and that. I would love it.
I'd literally love it if they went down.
Is it this fucking Champions League back this week, isn't it?
Yeah, Atalanta tomorrow.
You're not playing tomorrow? Oh, come on. Let me see.
You have to live stream it, you know. Might have to.
Let me see some Man United stress tomorrow, man. You know the last Champions League. I wasn't even Champions League. You know the last European game we live streamed.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for Weird and Wonderball. That was Monday night Wonderball. That was your boy Ishmael, your boy Moses, Jamie Vardy's favorite show. Sorry, I don't want to cut it off before you say anything. What are you saying, Ishmael?
No, go. That's it, bro. That's it. I'm just
cool.
You know, like, share, subscribe.
You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. We'll be back again for another pod. Just shy of 90 minutes, actually. But yeah, a good amount of time. Hopefully, guys, you all enjoyed it. And for those that have tuned in all the way to the end, can we get in the comments Liverpool players retired? Can you all comment that, please? In the comments, Liverpool players retired.
Fatigue is fatigue.
News. But yeah, man, we'll be back. Maybe I'll see if we jump on tomorrow for the Champions League. Why not, as they say. But yeah, guys, if you liked any of this, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell, follow us at WN Wonderball on all socials. We're now streaming live on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all of that, YouTube. So make sure you follow us across all of those platforms. And yeah, people will be back very, very soon. Peace.